Last time on Weeaboo Fanfiction Theater, we saw our young friend Shinatama captured by the dastardly syndicate for no reason.
I'm going after her.
I've dispatched a strike team to recover the SLD.
This is personal.
Which is precisely why you should have nothing to do with it.
My mind is made up.
I am your commanding officer.
I don't care who you are. My friend is in trouble, and I am going to help her if I can.
Stay out of my way.
So, why was that necessary? I mean, it's not like she flew from somewhere easier to reach. She was on top of a pretty sheer building there. Oh well, less thinking, more punching. We don't start this mission off with a weapon, so let's go ahead and rectify that post-haste. Backtracking is almost always a problem, as shifting the momentum of the fight results in... yeah, a kick to the face.
Double spin kick!
Always make sure they're dead, or you'll regret it later. This mission is almost entirely made up of sheer platforms, which results in a few considerations. First, we can easily dispatch enemies by tossing them over the side, but second, any hypo sprays or ammo that they would have dropped are lost as well. Third, of course, is that we can end up taking a swan dive just as easily as they can.
Are you all right?
I'm okay, but I lost my crew when these terrorists showed up. Take this. It isn't much, but it'll help you find them.
Here, take these drugs. They'll help you find my coworkers. I mean, I get the idea, but aren't hypo sprays supposed to be incredibly addictive?
Hey!
Anyway, for those curious about just where we are, this is an atmospheric conversion center. These facilities are required to filter the environment around the major cities of the world due to the severely toxic environment that the Earth is currently suffering from. If you'll recall the airport level, they mentioned banning flights over the nature preserves outside of the city. We'll find out more about that later, but this facility is certainly involved. Now, very frequently, one of the sides here will reach a dead end, which can result in a lot of frustrating backtracking on your first playthrough. Further frustrating, they like to leave tan syndicate thugs on top of these platforms with either SMGs or plasma rifles. Going toe-to-toe with them using firearms is almost never worth it, unless you have a mercury bow, so we're gonna just run past as often as possible.
Strikers, slam!
Hi there. Here, take this hypo.
This console is discussing the shutdown of a processor tower for testing purposes as upgrades are put into place to combat increasing pollutants.
Oh, it's about time. I've been able to keep them from the elevator platform here, but we still have some personnel trapped below.
I'll take care of that.
Then take this.
I'm impressed. You're almost human. Curious. Why bother programming you to feel pain so intensely? Of course, pain is a necessary response to certain stimuli, but they could have dulled the sensation or given you a threshold that would limit the extent or depth of your agony. I'm glad they didn't.
Apparently, being an aggressive asshat runs in the Knott family. Someone in Syndicate Command popped open a crate full of submachine guns before they raided this place, because almost everyone is carrying one. So more often than not, you're going to be running through this mission with low health from a constant barrage of gunfire. This weapon is the Phase Stream Projector, and although it isn't mentioned in the flavor text specifically, I believe it's meant to be a smaller, less powerful version of Barnabas's wave motion cannon. It isn't very strong, damage-wise, but can knock enemies over with a concentrated wave. It falls pretty squarely into the same field as the VDG pistol, but isn't quite as useful. And of course, it's not nearly effective enough at range to take down our SMG-toting friends reliably. Now, our weapon problems will be soundly solved as soon as we murder this Fury. Mercury bow acquired.
Hey, come here! Look, take this hypo.
And here we have a security message, again, about the workers not being anywhere near careful enough about suspicious activities. The gunfire really should have been their first clue that something isn't right in the world. Another SMG, another pound of flesh, and we're perilously low on health. Good thing I picked up a decent weapon. As I said before, you can cheese the reload timer by dropping and recovering the bow. Usually I prefer to save my ammo, but if I don't take down some of these thugs with what I've got, there won't be anything to save it for. And that should leave me marginally safe for this particular level of platforms, at least. Some of these dead ends contain useful objects like ammo and hyposprays, while some contain displaced workers that will readily hand us said illicit objects. While we're descending further into the plant, the Syndicate presence is sure to start growing.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Last thing my foreman told me was to stay out of trouble. So I am.
Good thinking.
Yeah, and in case you're not gonna do the same. Here.
I can't tell if he's supposed to sound slow or if that's a terrible New York accent. Well, here's a living version of that civilian security guard. I believe this is the first example we've seen.
person that just saved your life?
Right, yeah, look, I'm sorry. It's been kind of a rough day.
Tell me about it. I need to get across that power grid out there. Any ideas?
Yeah. If I recalibrate these capacitors, the power flow will lag for a few cycles until central control reroutes it.
How long is a few cycles?
Not long.
It figures.
Have you tried reversing the polarity? Oh hey, a jumping sequence. The energy pulses won't kill us outright, but obviously we want to avoid them all the same. Chances are you're going to end up eating a few towards the end when the power comes back on fully, so you want to have as much health available as possible. Sounds like these conversion centers can easily be jimmied around to actually make the environment worse rather than better. There's a design flaw for you.
Hey, come here! Look, take this hypo.
You think I've learned not to run straight at them? I keep getting socked right in the cape.
Whoa! Nuclear!
You know, the Twister Kick is advertised as a dodge and an attack in one, and I can't really argue with that. It's very effective in getting behind an enemy attack if you can pull it off at precisely the right time.
I noticed those maniacs were making a lot of modifications to the facility before they locked me up. Do you have any idea what the Syndicate wants with an atmosphere processor?
Modifications? What kind of modifications?
Hard to tell without getting a look at everything, but it looked like they were repurposing it.
Why?
Beats me. All a facility like this can do is suck in air, treat it, and then belch it back out.
I don't like the sound of that.
Modifications, as in the kind that causes ionization to fail and class 4 toxins? And other gibberish? Now, as someone has mentioned, fighting downward is a losing proposition. The system isn't designed for that sort of thing, so you end up hurling punches right over someone's head. Hence the mercury lobotomy. All this console lists is your previous tampering with the power grid. Let's see if we can get this guy's attention.
Show me what you got! So
No?
there.
Alright then.
You're gonna get beat by a girl. Oh!
I don't believe I'll be getting any more ballistic ammunition this mission, so down goes the mercury bow. Well, that was disappointingly empty. Despite how it looks, this electricity will not harm Kanoko. These Syndicate thugs, however, are another story entirely.
Striker slam!
Double spin hit!
Well, one tan tanker isn't too much of a problem, and as soon as he's down, we'll be on our way. This looks like a dangerous group. We'll neutralize the Fury with a new move, the running lariat. This is the punching version of our leaping neck throw and has the added benefit of striking anyone in the immediate vicinity. Of course, there was no one in the immediate vicinity, so only the Fury went down. Now that phase projector is keeping me extremely suppressed, so we need to get a hold of it pronto. I can't afford any more strikes, as our health is now baseline, so it's time to run and gun our way through this brawl.
Sir, I'm picking up a power surge from Processor 31B. It's consistent with the waveforms of a Deodan spike, but far more powerful.
This is getting out of control.